up with you, man. This your boy Dame Dozha of DOZHATOLDYA.COM. This is the Roll Up Podcast. Today I have Mr. Raheem, aka Scoop, aka Reality. Da Vinci is here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for coming through, my brother.
Appreciate you having me.
I mean, I might have messed up with you, like basically because there's so many names, man. Go ahead and give the folks basically the intro of who you are as your artist name, basically the artist side.
Alright, so you can catch me on Instagram and YouTube. Just type in @ reality is rich. So that's definitely the stage name. That's actually what people call me. It's tatted on my body. It's been that way for a long time. In a form of life. But reality is rich. You catch me on. I don't have a Facebook page. If I did have one, the government is rocking Street Wine, and that's for any business ties, contractual agreements, or anything. We're gonna put that government on. Yeah, all my social media and YouTube, Instagram. That's pretty much it. Reality is rich.
And so sometimes basically is it reality or is it Da Vinci?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you,
the rap name.
Let me clarify. So it's always been reality. Da Vinci, the artist, was something that we came up with because I'm a writer as well. So I just started really knocking out a lot of features and a lot of ghostwriting for people. So I just said, my artist name is reality, but my writing name under my new publishing company that I'm creating is going to be Da Vinci. So I want to separate the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just because folks might get twisted and tangled. Yeah. You let them know that you could be a ghost or you could be here in the flesh. All right, so let's take it back, man, to just get a little more acquainted with what who you are as a person.
All right.
You're not a Duval native.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
And when you hear that accent, North accent, but pinpoint that accent, man. Take us to where you from and what you call your original home.
My original home is New York. I was born in Harlem, by way of New York as a whole. I was raised in the Bronx.
Home of the hustlers and the home of the hip hop. So you got both.
I grew up in the Bronx as well, mainly in the Bronx, 182nd Avenue, and then out in Far Rockaway, Brooklyn. Grandmaster Flash actually was dating my godmother at the time when I was younger, so that's really how I got into hip hop.
Hold on. Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
The Godfather. Wait.
He's a DJ.
He pretty much
he one of the fathers of hip hop.
One of the forefathers of hip hop.
Yeah.
Because Red Alert might be that.
Well,
I don't know.
You got Grandmaster Cass. You got a lot of people, man. As you know.
He was dating your aunt.
It's my godmother.
Your godmother.
Yeah, my godmother. So she was dating him for a while. She was in the music industry. She herself or whatever, but she was dating him for a while. He used to come around the block. He was Cowboy before he died. God bless the dead. He had a daughter with my cousin or whatever. But so I got introduced to hip hop with him. I used to hang out with him all the time. He had one day for me, and I just started really loving it. Like he took me to school, to drive me to school, and play music and talk to me about music. So that's really how I got into it. I started doing b-boy dance,
Like you were dancing?
Break dancing, stuff like that, going to the interviews with him, but he was really influenced, like a really big influence.
And as a kid, that was kind of like everybody. That was Jermaine Dupri's, Puffy. Yeah. That was everybody's pretty much intro into hip hop. Like back in the days, like we really did graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Like I really was doing Heavy D and the Boys routines.
Yeah.
Or whatever with my brother too. So being a dancer is like basically a rite of passage. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks, these days it kind of got taken out of context, but that's really one of the cornerstones of hip hop.
Yeah.
In case anybody ain't know, you a b-boy, running around with Grandmaster.
Yeah, everything. That was in the Bronx. Like I used to go out to Far Rockaway, Queens as well. You know what I'm saying? So my grandmother she stayed out there. So my mom, she grew up out there as well. We grew up all over, put like that. We was like no. You know what I'm saying? But Far Rockaway, was a different element out there. You know, it's different from being in the Bronx. It's different from living in Brooklyn. It's different from everywhere else. It's like a world within its own world. You know what I'm saying? So being out there, I got a chance to you know, to grow, not just grow up and meet new people, but to experience different things. Like I met Father MC, who is from Far Rockaway. He's working Kentucky Fried Chicken. Heavy D used to come out there, God bless him.
Oh man,
he used to come out there a lot to the barbershop, so you know I got a chance to meet him one time.
Oh man.
Dougie Fresh, K Superior, my sister. You know what I'm saying? They hung out together, so you know she introduced me to Dougie Fresh.
And see, again, a lot of folks might not know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
how important
it's a different walk. It's
like deep.
It's a whole different.
These
walk.
roots is that pretty much like molded you early. But Father MC, I mean,
that's just the name of a few. Like that's kind of like that section, right? Because then you got like, okay, so my cousin, God bless his dead, is Stack Bundles. You know what I'm saying? So he's birthed out there as well.
Yeah.
So, but you got just that. So that's Far Rockaway. Because there's a lot of good people that came from Far Rockaway, but then you got like Kelly Price, of course, she's from Far Rock. But then you got Southside, you got Jamaica. So you got all from Hempstead on up. So it's basically that you got.
And when you say Jamaica Queens.
Yeah, Jamaica Queens. So you got a lot of, around my time when I was coming up, you had a lot of, like I pretty much geared my life for the OGs that was out there hustling and stuff like that.
Jump down to James from Jamaica Queens.
He's from Jamaica Queens. God bless his dad. Well, he's from Hollis, not Jamaica Queens. But you got because a lot of people wouldn't even know half the stuff I would name, like Seven Crowns, the Four Brothers, stuff like that. Like they would never know that era. Like they wouldn't know who Supreme Team is. You know, King from Grip. Like I idolized these people when I was coming up because they were the street guys. You know what I'm saying? So but I also idolized people with jobs. Like my grandfather, stuff like that. But I was hip hop all over, everywhere I went. Like I met LL when I was younger. My aunt stayed in Henwood, so I used to be on farms all throughout Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with a lot of different people in the hip hop game. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing them in rare form, like a lot of people don't even know. Like back in the day before Nicki grew up, you know what I'm saying? She was in a video with a friend of mine. Way before she grew up, you know what I'm saying? John Doe. So, you know, it's just seeing people now and, the walk that I had, it was definitely a good one. Like I said, I grew up in Greenport. I used to run in the Fab Brother when I was younger, Paul King. So it's just like I said, I'm hip hop throughout New York. It's not just one specific place.
It's just not like one person, one place.
Yeah, it's just like you any borough I've lived in, I've been embraced or embraced hip hop. You know, living in Harlem, being around Showbiz and AG. You know, so it's kind of like they used to stay on one of my godmother's blocks. So I was.
I almost want to say every time you put it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to the footage and pull these names, whatever. These some serious names dropping.
Digging in the Craze crew, man. Like I've been around a lot of good people, man. Even in Brooklyn, like when I first got. Like I said, hip hop was introduced to me through Flash, but along with my journey in life, like I was blessed to be around, like Busta Rhymes, Rampage, back in the days, getting introduced to Drew and Buckshot and Duck Down Records through Evil D.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a lot of different things I was involved in. You know what I'm saying? Like around that. Being signed to Mike Tyson's management company for a brief moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that make up who I am as a person and in the things I've done or whatever, So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like I thought we was just gonna talk about some downside.
No, I mean, but even coming down here, even being in the South, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in North Carolina, so at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's a different hip hop there.
So it was New York. North Carolina.
So I'll run it down. So it's New York, Jersey, right? I stayed in Trenton. I stayed in Long Branch. You know what I'm saying, for a little while. Then we moved out to North Carolina for a little while. So Snow Hill, LaGrange, Kinston, Goldsboro. Like places people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? They think it's Raleigh and Charlotte, but you got other places.
Yeah.
The country, the grittiness,
And how old were you around that time? Like you was in high school?
Oh man, Yeah, like middle school, elementary, you know, we bounced around a lot. So elementary, I went to LaGrange Elementary. You know, we moved down there. And I went to Green Central, and then North Lenore High School. You know.
Like so they say a lot of folks kind of like they'll talk about North Carolina and South Carolina, and the difference is, you know, North Carolina is still got a lot of up north influence.
It is because it's more, they consider, I mean, it's borderline south, but it's borderline up north.
Right.
From Virginia on down north.
So it's basically like you just went to kick it with your cousins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't lose anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't lose who I was. I just absorbed where I was, you know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I took who I was and was like, okay, we'll make the best of this right here and be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't always that goody two-shoes kid. I didn't come from that cloth, you know what I'm saying? I wish I was raised by doctors and lawyers and politicians, but I was raised by a mom who was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So we bounced around a lot. So North Carolina was an eye-opener. Also, I lived with my sister upstate New York. So, you know, she was going to college up there in Utica, so that was a whole different animal within itself. So I was, like I said, I was kind of like
back and forth for quite some time.
For a while, moving around.
And how'd you end up in Jacksonville? Like,
to make a long story, I was actually married to somebody from Jacksonville. I was coming down here frequently before, you know what I'm saying, I actually decided to get down here for years, you know what I'm saying? Just getting familiar with Jacksonville. Really, I was coming down here on the strength of Sean. I don't know if they call him Mom Boys. So I was on this, you know, I had met him, and when he was alive, and I was overseas at the time as a contractor, and you know, me and him just linked up when I came home through. I don't know if it was in a club called Silver Fox at the time, or.
So this was while you was coming back and forth. You was married to somebody else.
Yeah. So I still was coming here like just to hang out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know nobody in the city, so when I got introduced to the strip clubs here, it was through my cousin, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, me and my boys linked up because we was in there. I think we was in there one night, and, you know, everybody, we just spending money, you know what I'm saying? Got introduced to me. But, that's you know,
one of the legends.
Yeah, you know, and coming to Jacksonville initially, like I still was married to her at the time, so when I came to Jacksonville, I had not known that the brother had passed away, you know what I'm saying? So I was really trying to link up with him because we had talked about opening a club together, you know what I'm saying? So that was really my main focus. And a few other people I had talked to here initially when I got to Jacksonville about opening up businesses. I think your brother being one of them, you know what I'm saying, Spencer. You know what I'm saying? Me and him tried to link and do something. We just never could find the time and the space, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Suspense, the social life.
Yeah. What's the name? Still got his company,
Under the Scope Entertainment.
Under Scope Entertainment.
Yeah.
Spencer always been good energy since I've been in Jacksonville. But like I said, I wanted to get on that in music, so I started dealing with people in business here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the key people. You know, some people I don't want to name, you know, just to keep their names out of the limelight. But I just started aligning myself and networking with key people. And my brother was here already, so he was already dilly-dallying with, you know, the other side of the streets and stuff like that. So it kind of made it easy for me to maneuver with being introduced to everybody.
So you was, but you was in, you mentioned being overseas, so
yeah.
You was in Dubai.
I was in Dubai for a little while, and then I was in Iraq.
Military?
Contractor, just a regular contractor. I initially went over there not just to take care of my family, but to start a label. That was my focus. It was like, okay, I'm gonna take this bread and do it the right way because we were doing it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So I was around a lot of people that had the same vision, but niggas was going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We beefing all this dumb shit, you know, stupid stuff like that. Nobody was really on the same shit with music. And honestly, out of everybody that I was around at that time, and I stayed in Georgia, I stayed in Hollywood, Georgia. So around that time, we always doing music. Niggas was doing everything else, you know, hustling, you know what I'm saying, just doing dumb shit.
I know exactly how that be.
So we wasn't really focused. And everybody had jobs and stuff like that. But we were more so the element of where we came from, we never let it go. If that's, you know, if that's living in a moment of immaturity, that's what I called it.
Yeah.
So when I moved here before I came I came home. So I made sure I networked with people in the city that were key people. And like I said, my boss being one of them. God bless her dad. You know, I got introduced to him. I got introduced to a lot of people, and I started just really hanging around the music scene, getting to know people. You know,
I mean, and at the time, it really was no music scene.
It wasn't really, because they were like, if you really wanted, you had the young lady from the Matrix group at the time. You had, what's my boy name? Beast Boy at the time when I came. You know?
Yeah. Tariq.
Yeah. No Squares Allowed. They was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? God, you know, Rob Francis. You know, cats like that. I give.
That was Jacksonville's early hip hop. We was trying to find basically our way.
Ox, everybody. Like I remember all of them. Like what's my man that passed away?
Pitt.
Not light skinned brother that passed away. Osmosis. Oh man, what's his brother name? I met him once. I don't remember his name. He passed away a while back. He was real heavy in the music out here. I used to call him Alpine. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me of New York. He was probably the closest one out of all the Google artists that really run the Slum Village. You know,
yeah.
Those cats, you know what I'm saying? So everybody has their. I watch everybody. You know what I'm saying? I watch how everybody moved, and I already had my own team really, so it wasn't like I was just trying to network with people basically and put good shows on, because I was doing at the time. I know we all over the place, but I was doing a thing called Expand Your Brand. So I was bringing the industry to the independent artists, and I did one here. I did a couple here in Jacksonville, and that's really how I actually made my mark. Not just doing that, but managing artists as well. You know.
So, how did you go from rapping and then basically to promoting, managing, and artist development? I mean, you still was kind of rapping then.
Well, I stopped in I actually was going to the record labels. Like I had a couple of deals on the table already. My sister at the time, my little sister, had gotten me a couple of deals on the table while I was overseas. So I was coming home taking meetings.
You had like demos basically that was circulating.
I had a lot of music. I had a single with Princess and Prom that was on radio. It was on 14 stations.
Okay.
So we had that popping. I wasn't here, so I was getting booked for shows, but I wasn't coming home to the shows. You know what I'm saying? And I was really wasn't trying to push no album. I really was doing it all to get geared up to get signed to a label. That was my focus at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We was like, okay, well, we're gonna get a record deal, and the whole team gonna be good, and I'm gonna come home and we're gonna do this, because I had my team around me, and you know, we was putting up a lot of bread and stuff like that for radio and stuff like that out of our own pockets. And I think I stopped 08. My sister passed away 08, so I slowed down a little bit. You know, I was tired of spending money, because the meetings cost money. A lot of people don't know. It is real. Like, you do pay for people's time and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. One of my sit downs with somebody who took a meeting before was like, 10 G's just to sometimes, and that's a low number, but just to sit down with a certain exec.
Yeah. And if you don't know somebody, you're not gonna go in there and sit down and they're gonna listen to your shit and respect what you're doing. Somebody gotta bring you in there and have that utmost faith in you. My sister at the time, she had a good rapport with people, so I was able to get in there people, you know. And then I had friends of my own that played a lot of my music, you know what I'm saying, for like Nas and G-Rap, people like that. And, Omarion, you heard me. But sitting in those meetings really just made me realize I was just spending money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't care about my music. They just wanted that time. It's like, yeah, it's dope, that's dope. But, you know, you get those people that say, they promise you things, okay, well, we can get you this and that, we can get you that. I got offers and letters of intent, and that's great, but no solid deals. Like, I had already had that bread in the bank, so somebody gonna give me a $60,000 advance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking that if I already got that saved up.
Yeah.
We just do that, you know. So, but I think the biggest deal I did have on the table was one for like 300,000. It was with I think Asylum or Geffen Records, one of them. You know what I'm saying, at the time. But that was in 2008, 9, and like I said, I came to Jacksonville permanently in 2011-12, and that's when I just was like, let me focus on something else. Let me try something else. Let me see if I can do something else.
I mean, you had like a world of game.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to do something different. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it was more so of, I can come here and rap, or I can come here and put some shows on, build my name up in a different manner, and build a business. You know what I'm saying? Build some businesses up, and that's what I really got into. Like, behind the scenes, investing in people's shows. If they were bringing like Wale or somebody, and they needed a few grand to tie them in, that's where we came in. You know, it's like, okay, how much I'm making back with interest, basically. So,
but again, basically, you do the game.
Yeah.
And coming in the spot where pretty much a lot of folks don't know the game, you kind of just formed a lot of that stuff.
Nah, but you know, it's a lot of good people here. Like, you know, like I said, I met a lot of good club promoters along the way. You know what I'm saying? And you meet a lot of people in the most unlikely places, because I was doing house parties too. So nobody knew that I was doing like the stripper house parties here in Jacksonville as well. You know what I'm saying? Where I have private parties, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing that and doing my Expand Your Brands. And my brother introduced me to stuff like that. Like we call them the speak easy stripper parties, basically. You know what I'm saying? You come and get your food.
This, that.
Yeah, you know. But you come and just chill, you know. Then, you know, a lot of dope boys don't go to the club. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dope boys like privacy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to be.
Especially the way the club turned to what it is now.
Yeah, and they like privacy. A lot of dudes, just because they're making money don't mean they like to be in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers like that atmosphere where they can just pull up. They got some good liquor, good food, and there's chicks there, and they can relax like they at home. That's the atmosphere I created. You know what I'm saying? Along with my brother or whatever. But I still was going to the shows and, you know, hitting up the local spots or whatever, just checking out artists or whatever. And we managed a few artists here. But I mainly put the shows on, my independent shows, to see what Jacksonville had, you know, in regards to artists. Like you had Get Money Boys on, you know, GMB, you know, Gutter and Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? You had those guys that really stood out to me. And at the time, you know, my man Tony had Real or Nothing magazine. So they was really popping around. That's around the time when I came, you know. I was coming down also prior to, like a long time ago when I think it was Christopher's.
Yeah.
Christopher's was open. Yeah, because T-Roy was there.
DJ.
He was DJ there one time. So I could just tell you how far back I was coming to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just being in the cut chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just being in the cut chilling, just being a visitor, not a person that lives here, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to take in the city.
Yeah.
Like I said, I met a lot of good people here. And you know, some people.
And that was kind of a good time.
It was.
It was a good time for Jacksonville.
It was. Cartouche, I think Cartouche was open around that time, or right before that.
The nightlife was different.
Yeah.
Strip club, like basically a lot of them closed since then.
Yeah, definitely.
Since we in that era, and you mentioned Mob Boss, just real quick, a lot of folks know him as Mob Boss, but you know, Sean, just give us a memory, man, about Mob Boss, man, or a word that you can best describe, you know, the man that he was to you.
Honestly,
you didn't know him that long?
Nah, not really that long, but more so, we talked a lot, cause I was overseas, so you know, of course I hit him, you know, call him or whatever, but it made me feel comfortable when I was there. You know, my family was with me, you know what I'm saying? My cousins, my uncles, stuff like that. So we was
and it's just like you're down the first time meeting.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's a lot of people that got that same story.
Yo, that shit was crazy.
Man.
That shit was crazy because it basically was a celebration for me. You know what I'm saying? It was a celebration or whatever, but everybody was giving me money. We had a lot of bread or whatever. And I don't know if he came out the back or whatever, but we just got introduced to each other, and I was telling him that I like Jacksonville, you know what I'm saying? And I think Jacksonville is a dope place to be, you know what I'm saying? And we just exchanged numbers, and we talked about, you know, a lot of different things. I never knew nothing about the strip club scene or opening up a club. You know, my cousin talked to me, you know, because people think when you're overseas, you're making all this bread, you know what I'm saying? Which is true. It depends on what you do with it, but they wanted me to open up a Zaxby's. I wasn't trying to open up a Zaxby's. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to throw some bread. So I really wasn't into that. So
you wasn't into being Mr. McDowell.
Nah. Cause we was gonna do the Zaxby's. We really was. And, my cousin, we was at cookout one day. He's like, "Yo, you ready to open up?" Cause he was working at BB&T. So he was like vice president there, whatever. And he had held some accounts for an African American brother who owns like 4 or 5. I mean, he probably own more now, but he had some Zaxby's and he was looking to give somebody else an opportunity. Nah, it wasn't. So I didn't really foresee, hindsight, that how big it was gonna be, because I wanted to open up a club. I was like, I done been to strip clubs out here. The shit be jam packed. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to open up a lounge. You know what I'm saying? So it's me trying to link up with with Sean or whatever, and it's make a long story short again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he made me and my family feel comfortable, and just the talks about strip clubs, because I never had dived into it till I got here, you know what I'm saying? And more so music too. He talked to me about music, whatever. He rapped, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know how nice he was until I got here, because he never really went in depth.
Yeah, he ain't really.
Nah. And even with street shit, he never really dived into it, but he was like, niggas know me basically on some, because he ain't know me, so you ain't gonna tell a nigga your business that you don't really know, you know what I'm saying? But
to me, Boss was like one of the humblest gangster.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even really like gangster, but like that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the old school gangster though. You know what I'm saying? Like more gangster with his methodical moves and everything.
Yeah.
And I used to always it was always watch out.
Yeah.
I've never I was like, hey man, I'm always taken care of when I'm around them.
Yeah.
And I think I come from that type of background where I'm necessarily not the most street guy, but I've been around it my whole life, and I come from a background where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
There, right? But with Boss, it was like he really didn't care about the rap as far as him doing it, but he had the stature to be that guy.
Yeah.
And
the background.
I used to do a lot as I used to engineer for him a long time, and pretty much just used to help him with his writing process and coming up with a lot of the records.
Yeah.
And even back then, it was like, wow, I hear the records that we did now, even then, and it's still.
So the first CD that he had, the CD with the DVD.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Before that CD came out, though, like a lot of the songs we and him did together, they were kind of incomplete, but they were like, hey man, I'm gonna just go ahead and do the verse. And then I admit, wasn't really realizing how the album was molding. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he was nice, man.
Hustle bitch, grind bitch, basically like.
Yeah, he was nice, man. Like he was a different enigma,
money,
man.
feeling like money. Like a lot of those records, it was just like we'll come back from the club and you just be feeling it, you go in there, you know what I'm saying? And rip it. And then some people had to kind of get placed on some records.
Yeah.
To complete them.
I seen the joint with him, Ivory, Crown Capital Ivory.
Yeah.
The one with all of them in the video. Welcome to Duval.
Oh yeah, the Welcome to Duval.
So I seen that when I got, later on down the road.
Yeah, that's kind of like when he was at his height, basically, when everybody was ready to let Mob Boss represent as that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All 3 clubs basically was
all behind him.
Was all jumping, and the Hustle House as a whole, pretty much, they just kind of turned down the deal, but we was kind of building up for something bigger.
Yeah.
And that was kind of at the height of it all. But
yeah, I met them when I got here. We had brought Young Bucks. I really knew a lot of the Hustle House people. You know what I'm saying? Just from the clubs or whatever. But I had met, I guess nephew was at Hustle House one time. Mm-hmm. So I had met him through a friend of mine that was over there too. But I had met Frank yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't meet him till later on down the road or whatever when we worked together.
You actually worked at Max Harris for a second?
I actually helped. I was one of the managers, and I helped reopen the old Mirage. They turned it into Gold Rush. Yeah, so we did the grand opening, remodeling, painting, and all that stuff. The whole team, everybody was there. It wasn't just like a 1-2 people. It was like everybody was there helping out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think we just now kind of scratching the surface.
Yo.
On like basically the reality of reality. You know what I'm saying?
No, because I wore. I mean, you say that I wore a lot of hats. I've done a lot of shit since I've been here.
Yeah.
And I don't. You know, the funny thing is, I never wanted no accolades. Me and my team, we never asked for no. What is it? Hustle Award, Duval Diamond Awards.
Yeah.
We never. But you can't count like certain people that are on now, like really doing shit now. Like we were there in their humble beginnings.
Yeah.
If not influencing, we done put.
And that's what I'm doing here, man. It's like basically for those that don't know, you know, there's a lot of folks that have been involved with putting the building blocks and building this here, you know, castle, this kingdom that is Duval hip hop.
Let me clarify too, because I'm not taking no credit for nobody's career, nobody's business, or nothing like that. What I'm saying is anything I've ever been involved in, and I'm glad because I don't really talk much, so this is a good platform for me to really.
Talk your shit, my brother.
Yeah, because you getting the exclusive.
Yeah, because you from up north, bro, and then like you a little more advanced.
When I got here,
as far as in the industry goes,
they told me that nobody would believe any. Like I guess something happened where somebody was here jerking people in the city. They told me that anything I did here would not get no support, and I forced my way into this place. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with people, good energy. You know, because that's what Sean told me actually. He was like, you know, keep the same good energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I always greet people with good energy. I'm always giving you the shirt off my back, if not feeding the city. I fed the city and I was homeless here. So I tell people that all the time. The same people I fed, I had to sit around. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's a harsh pill to swallow.
Sit around hungry.
And humble.
Like the same folks that
and humble.
Fed, he had to sit around while his stomach growled.
It's humble, man. I'm telling you, like I've experienced the ups and downs here. I've experienced being and I don't want to say this. I've experienced having money, a lot of money here, and I've experienced sitting in the freaking plaza across from the library downtown, telling people, you know what I'm saying, brother, you can do this. It's like being put in a situation where, okay, you know this shit over here.
Yeah.
But you need to come over here and talk to people over here too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I was homeless, I'm gonna tell you, man, I met a lot of good people. And not only helped me write music, but I met a lot of good people. I gotta give people a lot of say life skills that you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they couldn't have been on their lives. I don't know if God would have put me like he would say, you know what, I'm gonna put you right at this beach today with a plate of Chinese food that you just bought. You're not gonna eat that whole plate of Chinese food. You'll give it to that lady whose husband just left her. She's sitting out here trying to figure out how she's gonna eat because her husband left her. They both homeless. Yeah. See, that's an experience that people. Yeah. So you don't know where God will place you for the things you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And just the stuff the positive stuff I've done here in the city and for the city. You know, being a part of Wanda People's Waters campaign and running around with her, taking pictures when she was running for District 12, you know, stuff like that. Being asked to have input on her campaign, you know what I'm saying, through a mutual friend, you know, stuff like that people don't see.
And it's a lot of history.
Yeah, you know, contracts we've had with the city of Jacksonville for the Jazz Fest, to film the Jazz Fest and do photos. You know, for when Mayor Brown was in office, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a chance to chop it up with him. Good guy, you know what I'm saying?
These are bosses, these are heavy influencers, originators.
Yeah.
Like, and I just want to basically point all this stuff out because, again, coming from outside the city into a city that's not as, not to be closed off, but we're not the most open to outsiders.
Outsiders, yeah, that's cool.
So I want to take a quick break, man. I'm gonna play a song on your project, kind of just vibe.
Yeah, restoring the feeling. Restoring the feeling. That's what I'm working on.
You know, we have some more fun. I got some more questions that I want to ask you. I want to, know different sides of you. Of course, there's a lot of different hats that you wear, my brother, and I want to explore each and every one of them. So just relax, man. Pour you up a little shot, whatever.
Get it right.
So I'm about to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more of reality. AKA Da Vinci, AKA Raheem, my man.
What's up? Man. What's up? We here. We outside.
DOZHATOLDYA.COM.